happening. So without further ado, let's jump into Behind the Veil.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Welcome y'all to Behind the Veil. I'm your host, Tomo, man of many names. I'm sitting here with my brother today. And we will get into that, but today we're talking about expression. I love fashion. Fashion, I feel, is the skin that kind of ties together all these different lifebloods of expression. And I'm sitting here with this man today. He is the first guest today.
Oh man,
because
honored.
He's very talented.
Thank you, bro.
He's a great storyteller in the realm of fashion. Some
to.
may call him the greatest of all time, you know what I'm saying?
My mom's for sure.
He is the very talented, the one and only. I don't know, bro. You always be cutting
Bryan
off
Nelson
anyway.
Gonzalez, man. Bryan Nelson Gonzalez.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, for real. Thank you for having me. I
Thanks for
think this
coming.
is of course, this is we're in my crib actually, so thank you for coming.
Of course.
And
Not at all.
I'm really honored to be a part of this. I think it's something really, really cool, really, really fun. And yeah, for those who don't know, my name is Bryan Nelson Gonzalez. Humbled to be here with y'all. I'm the creative director, main pattern maker, sewer, intern, assistant, you name it. It's a one-man show with a ton of help from many people, family, friends, loved ones, of the world of this storytelling
Universe.
brand universe called Second&7th.
Beautiful, bro. Yeah, I'm fucking dope. I'm excited to hear about it. I'm sure the people will be excited to hear about it. So yeah, let's jump into it.
Let's dive in,
Let's dive into this world. Okay, bro. So let's dive into names a little bit more. I feel like in the Western world, there's not a lot of thought given when it comes to naming pieces or collections. Even people, I feel like that's different with you, and with your collection entitled Precious Rock Stars, this vest, the recycled vest. I feel like you're really trying to tell a story here. And as a storyteller, can you bring us more into that world? I'm curious what these names, what these words represent to you then and even now.
Precious Rock Stars is what I named the collection, and the imagery in the collection is Gigi Allen and Kurt Cobain, two artists that to their fans are precious rock stars.
Right.
My ex-girlfriend of 8 years in this narrative, when I met her, her handle was Precious Rock Stars. She loved stars. Her phone case, stars on it, hoodies, stars, apartment, neon stars on the roof, that type of thing. She was obsessed with stars.
Right.
So that's who Precious Rock Stars is to me. Those artists are precious rock stars to their fans. The reason that the images aren't photo negatives is because even though my relationship with precious rock stars had come to an end, every negative has a positive.
Right.
And the recycled vest is just my take on the
Love, right?
it's my take on upcycling, recycling, but it's recycled. I'm the psycho reworking these things.
Got you.
And the reason I turned this leather jacket into like this bulletproof vest is because love is war sometimes. And I feel like you have to suit up. You obviously have to go to work on this relationship you're in every day. But sometimes you go to war. There's disagreements. And for me, it was an ending. It had come to an abrupt halt, an ending, and I had definitely gone to war in that relationship. So the recycled vest was just symbolic of that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's like a life vest, a bulletproof vest to shield you from all the negatives and love. Do you feel like it's something that you'll take into the future? Like, is it symbolic of the past or is it forward looking?
I feel like the reason I chose, I think if I was to write about another relationship and it wasn't in a negative place or space, I wouldn't need to make the upcycled piece, the recycled piece, so dark, meaning something like a battle piece. I think I could make it something more love referencing, love insinuating, because this insinuates war, this insinuates battle, this insinuates protect yourself. Why are you protecting yourself? Because it's heavy, because it's dark, because there's conflict. And I feel like I wouldn't necessarily take this into my next relationship. I think I would learn from this battle, and I would try to avoid war in a relationship.
Take me into the space of black and whites, polar opposites.
Some people journal, some people write songs, some people, suppress their emotions. But I think that the way I can, let them go so I can hold on to something stronger is by expressing them in my style and now in my designs. At that moment, I did feel kind of dark. It was a dark era, this breakup after a long-term relationship. So for me, I really felt like black was the color of the collection. And then to make it have images that are photo negatives, I think it played in perfectly to the theme of how I felt in that moment in my life. So Precious Rockstars was a black moment. It was a negative moment. And again, the images allowed me to say and display that every negative has a positive. In any situation that has that kind of abrupt ending, there's definitely a time where you can reflect on who was I and what did I do that made it this harsh of a breakup? Where was I in the wrong? And I feel like with any breakup, if you can reflect on what you did, even if you were the one putting up with something, it allows you to then take a better step or make a better attempt or make a better contribution to a relationship. I feel like at the end of it, the positive to that negative was the fact that I kind of grew up. And I realized the things that I was doing as a boy in a relationship, and now I carry myself as a man, and as I contribute to any partnership or any relationship, even dating, I know that I'm not bringing that anymore. Because I have experience in dating, in relationships, in love. That was the positive to that negative.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like it's impossible for a single word to describe a person. So I'm gonna go ahead and use two. For you, I feel like unapologetically honest is perfect. How does your life experience translate into your work and into this piece?
It's funny you say unapologetically honest, because all three of my collections to date are just like journal entries. Collection 1, my obsession with Japanese design, and me being like, this is me, I can do this too. Look at me, look at me. Collection 2 is about my breakup, and it's me showing that every negative has a positive, and I wrote about it in that collection.
Yeah.
Collection 3 is kind of about my upbringing in South Central. The Pro Club white tee, the buying clothes at Goodwill, the Levi's my dad wore every day, but made sure I was dripping.
Right.
That's what I think I try to embody every time when I bring forth a new collection. I try to just write in my book and then display it in the form of apparel.
Yeah, right. And even things like the police jacket, like what's the story behind that?
The police jacket is another recycled piece. It's up that alley. But I feel like I really hated seeing police living in South Central. Because I'm Hispanic, I'm a minority, which now we're not. But I still felt like the small man when I would see a cop. Like, it's anti-police. So that's, since now when I see a police car, I don't feel so guilty. I don't feel so dark about it. But in that South Central era, I was doing graffiti. I was getting in trouble. So if I saw a cop, that was an op.
Yeah.
And I would be like, F the cops.
Yeah.
So I would just like, feel inside like, fuck them.
Yeah, and I love that. How you channeled that perfectly through that jacket. Alright, so we're here talking about expression today, right? What is it about fashion, the skin that connects all these elements of expression, that gives you your voice? What's it all for?
I feel like fashion was the only thing that made sense. It's always made sense to me. I've always, to this day, been obsessed with sneakers. You don't have that. Or maybe you do. But for me, like a fresh pair of Jordan 1s, like I'm him.
Yeah.
If it's limited, if it's a cool color, like I'm him. It grew from sneakers to then getting to high school and being like, I have to have an outfit on now. Like it can't just be all in the shoes. And then it became ego driven. Only one of us can say, I made this if I become a designer and you like what I make. Then you buy it and I'm like, yeah, but I made it. Then it transcended, I think, through me seeing how people felt when they would buy my stuff. I would catch them feeling how I felt in middle school with a new pair of sneakers. Like their faces lit up. And it was like, oh shit, dog. Like I feel crazy right now just talking about it because I know what that feeling is as a wearer, as a consumer, but as a consumer who feels like, yo, I made the right investment with the sneaker because I'm him. I've seen people buy and wear my items and be like, you can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
And now I don't feel better than you because I made it. I actually feel honored to be that collaborator and contributor that was able to assist you in the drip
It's like we're
department.
in this together now.
It is. And now I think when I design from that. I'm trying to embody 6th grade Bryan who wanted this crazy pair of sneakers. And if I got them, I would feel like higher than thou, like the holiest, the highest power in this drip. If I can design and give you that emotion and we share it, I did my job.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Or the sneakers, by the way. Just for the people, or the sneakers. If they ain't on your eBay list, if you ain't still like, if they still ain't on the grail list, what's the sneakers? The 6th grades.
It for me, sneakers have always been a part of my life. I mean, no one's gonna be shocked when I have the Nike collab, the Jordan collab. It all has to happen because it all stems from, I think I was in elementary school going to Warehouse Shoe Sale, and there was a green and gold pair of like Gary Payton shoes. I knew I wasn't gonna get them. We were too poor, just straight up, bro. Like, yeah, I wasn't gonna get them. But I could ask though. So I tried. Mom, you gotta get me these shoes. I think somebody said something about the colors, like who's man's type, you know what I'm saying? But I knew I had to ask. Even though I kind of knew 99.9 I wasn't gonna get them. It was like, can I please? Cause you never know, you know what I'm saying? And then I didn't get them. But that was kind of where like the bug bit me of colors, materials, Nikes, just things that stood out to me. Cause I can end it with this. Somebody asked me when I was like, I'm just a normal guy. And they were like, you're just a normal guy? And I was like, I think he was taken back by my appearance because I called myself normal. And I said, you'd be surprised what everyone would look like if they were just themselves. And to take it back and make it all make sense. How many people don't want the green and gold shoes, but are too scared to ask for them, or let alone wear them? I'm just myself. I think being yourself is pretty normal.
Growing up in Los Angeles, I feel like it's impossible to escape this cultural like house of cards we find ourselves living in. What would you say in your youth and even in your present has influenced you the most and continues to influence you?
I went to continuation school. It was Metropolitan High School, and it was maybe like 150 students. And I can make that be an analogy for LA. There was punks, there was taggers, there was gangbangers, there was rockabilly kids, there was graffiti kids. But the school was so small that it didn't matter what you were into, you spoke to everyone. So in that small conversation, that small back and forth, that was through the hallways or through the classes or at lunchtime, anything, that rubbed off on you. I feel like that's LA. Even the jacket I'm wearing now, it's like, I didn't gangbang, and it's not Americana. But I grew up in a blood neighborhood. So for me, just putting a red bandana into my clothing, it's just me telling you where I'm from. But it's not where I'm from on a gangbanging perspective. It's where I'm from in LA, what pocket I'm from.
Right, right. All that being said, what's next?
I feel like what's next is a continuance of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just writing in my journal. It's a continuance of me telling you what I've seen, what I've heard, what I've felt, what I've gone through. And I think what excites me the most is that if you look carefully into each presentation, there's been an upgrade in display, an upgrade in cohesion. And I'm excited because for Collection 4, Wake Up Bryan, I'm trying to upgrade every last detail. So what's next is the same thing. It's just a continuance, upgraded.
Beautiful. Thank you for being the first guest. Behind the Veil.
Absolutely, bro. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you giving me the spotlight and letting everyone who follows you and gets a glimpse into your life now have a glimpse into my artwork, my way of thinking, my design process, my details. The universe that is Second and 7th. I appreciate it, and I feel like everyone who follows you is there because they have a certain taste level. They're a part of this artistic niche of high quality, a high caliber, and to be able to be presented by you to them in this light, especially as a first guest, it's an honor. An honor to be here with you and an honor to be here with them. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. To many more.
Of course,
To many
bro.
more.
Thank you so
More
much.
blessings.
More life.
We shall.